Hey everybody, Sayre at Nova again. So, funnily enough, our most popular Instagram reel of all time so far is a very short little piece about the fairing, the side stand fairing on a VFR 700 that we had in the shop. It's weird, it's funny, it's plastic, it's very 80s, early 90s. This bike today is very much in line with that kind of thing. So hopefully people will get a kick out of it. This is a 1990 BMW K1. If you follow us, you've seen it in a couple of videos making a guest appearance. Today's the day for this. The bike came out in 88. They made them until, I believe, 93 was the last year. And underneath it, it's a fairly standard BMW K100. 1000cc, inline four-cylinder, lays flat across the frame. So the head is actually over here, and the crankshaft and bottom is over there, lying down. So it's a lay down four, not opposed, all going the same way. It's like you took an inline vertical four-cylinder and just dropped it on its side. The K-bikes were BMW's hope of replacing the airheads that had been around forever. They didn't really get the kind of traction that the airheads did, and they kept making the airheads until 96 when they moved on to the oil heads, which are still just a version of the flat flat opposed twin that they still make today. BMW does make four cylinders. Their S1000 sport bike is across the frame four. Their K bikes are now six cylinder across the frame multis. So they did stick with it, much smoother than the twin, great touring bike and stuff. But these bikes kind of have a weird place. They're awesome machines. I have several close friends who have them and swear by them. They will do anything. The standard K bike has been called highly adequate by a lot of people. It does what it does really well. It's reliable, it's smooth, it's fast, but it's not the quickest thing out there, not the most exciting thing out there, not the quickest thing to turn out there. And there's other bikes that are just a little more exciting to ride. The K1 is a special version of the K100. They were apparently trying to keep with the under 100 horsepower limits of Germany at the time. And so to make it faster, they went to bodywork. They went to streamlining. Now, you can see that the front wheel is covered, which is not something you see a ton of nowadays, but the idea of being just like a land speed bike to make a fully streamlined thing front to back. It's actually missing a panel right here, which I hope the owner has. I can't remember if he said he had it or not, but it didn't come in here with it, which is sad because that completes the package. So nothing is really exposed on a fully complete one. And then, like it's in its time, it's sort of, modern streamliners, you'll see they close the back up again to close the slipstream that you're in. This one doesn't do that; just kind of leaves it open. So it does work, but it wasn't still the fastest bike of its time. But again, highly adequate, very much capable of doing dangerous speeds, going all day long. These things will cruise at 90 miles per hour all day long, as if you're doing 60 in the slow lane. So they're really fun, really capable. Not only that, they're packed with tech for their time. You're talking fuel injection, you're talking ABS. They really shaft drive, which is not new to BMW, but also very easy to work on, or very simple to maintain, I should say. And disc brakes all around, triple discs, two in the front, one in the rear, and relatively good calipers. Not talking multi-piston Brembos and stuff like that, but well, actually, maybe we are on this. Before I say that, I can't see them because BMWs were using Brembos. So before you jump down my throat in the comments, but they're not using it's not radial calipers. It's not 6-pot piston and stuff like that, which some of the sport bikes were getting into at that time. So relatively staid, so to speak, for a fast bike, but effective. The coloring is a issue for some. It's definitely very in your face, kind of uncharacteristic for most German machines. We tend to think of blacks and grays and maybe some blues if you're getting exciting. But BMW cars, the 3 Series, they were red. They were kind of flashy. But the yellow frame, a lot of people call it the McDonald's bike. The big K1 on here. If you were alive in the 80s, it's not unfamiliar kind of styling, but from now it definitely looks a little bit radical. Let's see, bike was in here for pretty normal stuff. It's just been sitting around for too long. Sadly, that's what happens to a lot of very cool machines. But thankfully, the owner decided it was time to run it again, and he kept it very well. The bodywork is in great condition. Not too many scratches and stuff like that. not too much mice got in here. He did store it well. So he had the basic issue was the fuel pump and the fuel sender in here was completely just eroded from time and old fuel and moisture and all that stuff. So once we did that, a couple other tiny minor things, but that was the main issue. Got that going, and the bike fired right up and sounded wonderful. So he's actually coming to get it pretty soon, and we'll hopefully see it on the roads around here. And yeah, that's about it for now. But check out this very cool 80s dashboard. Of course, the BMW key, which goes in as a regular key. Whoops, and then flops down like a little knob. But there you go. We'll see if we want to fire it up here. It hasn't been fired up for a minute, but got a little choke. Voila. So it's kind of an interesting sound. Not very not like the other things at the time. Doesn't sound like a four-cylinder Japanese bike, even though it is a liquid-cooled four-cylinder motor. So BMW has a way of doing stuff, and it tends to work. So thanks for watching. Chime in if you have any experience with these or any love of K-bikes. We love K-bikes, all of them, even not the ones that aren't as fancy. They are highly adequate, as we say, and they go forever. So if you have any good stories about those, please let us know. And yeah, thanks for watching.